Hey, it's Amy here. Welcome back. Or maybe welcome for the first time. Either way, I'm glad you're here. Really glad. Because today we're talking about something that most people pretend to understand, but very few actually live by. And that is the simple product idea. Do it anyway. There's 3 words that will change your life. Do it anyway when you're tired. Do it anyway when you're overwhelmed. Do it anyway when you're stressed. Out of your damn mind. Because that right there, the exact moment what separates you from everybody else. But forget to still remember to see me, like, subscribe, and turn notification for every single time I post on the videos. And if you are listening to this episode on Spotify, remember to save it. Well. Okay. I decided to make this kind of intro that it's not similar as the other ones. Because today I want to be so brutal honest with you. Here's the thing, man. People love to talk about success like it's this beautiful cinematic journey when everything suddenly clicks and the stars align and we wake up one morning feeling motivated as hell, ready to conquer the world. But the real life doesn't work like that. Real life is messy, unpredictable, chaotic, and sometimes straight up exhausting. Real life looks like waking up with barely enough energy to function, staring at your own responsibilities thinking, damn, I seriously have to deal with all this today? And it's that exact moment, not the glamorous one, not the Instagram ones in the that row, not the highlights you're seeing on other people posts. The uncomfortable moment where you feel like doing absolutely nothing. That's where the real decision happens. That's where people quietly split into different groups without even realizing it. One group listens to the voice in their head saying, fuck this, I'm too tired, I'll do it tomorrow. And the other group, they're tired too. Maybe even more tired than them. They're stressed too. Even better. Even more, sorry. They're overwhelmed too. But they move anyway. Not because they feel like heroes, not because they are superhuman, but because they understand something brutally simple. Waiting to feel ready is the fastest way to waste your life. Again, waiting to feel ready is the fastest way to waste your life. Okay? You're not ready until you do that thing. I'll do it tomorrow. Okay? Oh my gosh, it's 11 p.m. and I'll start tomorrow at 6 a.m. doing that thing. You will never do it. You know that day will never come. And I've talked about this 1,000 times, guys. You maybe got annoyed from me for hearing this. But you know it. And I'm so tired, okay? I'm so tired for repeating it because you actually guys need to hear it, okay? And I won't stop to repeat it. Okay? Waiting to feel ready is the fastest way to waste your life. Think about it for a second. Okay? Most people spend their entire existence negotiating with their comfort. They say things like, I'll start when I have more time. Or as I said it before, I'll start tomorrow. Or I'll do it when things calm down. Or I'll focus when my mind is clearer. But let me tell you something nobody likes to admit. Life most never calms down. Time passes, and we've talked about it in an old episode. There's always something happening. Something distracting you for something draining your energy. Bills show up. Stress show up. Doubt shows up, and responsibilities pile up like kind of chaotic tower that never stops growing. And if your strategy for chasing your goals is waiting for a peaceful moment when everything feels perfectly balanced, dude, come on. You're gonna be waiting forever. The people who actually move forward aren't the ones living in the perfect conditions. They are the ones learning to function inside imperfect ones. And here's the uncomfortable truth that a lot of people don't want to hear. Talent is cool, intelligence is cool, luck is cool, but none of those things are such powerful as endurance. None of those things are such powerful as consistency. Because the reality is that a lot of people start things. They start businesses, products, books, studies, careers, dreams, everything from scratch. Sometimes starting is easy, okay? The first days are exciting, the energy spikes, the idea feels fresh, you are motivated, of course, but the moment fatigue hits, the moment stress creeps in, the moment progress slows down and the results don't immediately show up, that's when people start disappearing. Not loudly, not dramatically. They don't just stand up and announce, I quit. they just slowly stop trying as hard. They lower the intensity, they delay things, and they tell themselves small lies. It's fine, I'll get back to you later. Oh, it's not that meant for me. Oh, maybe I was too crazy starting that thing. Maybe it's not for me, that things. And before they realize it, weeks turn into a month turn into years into decades, and that thing they once believed in becomes just another what if floating in the back of their mind. The strange thing is that the difference between people who eventually succeed and people who don't isn't always some huge dramatic advantage. Sometimes it's just something almost stupidly simple. It's the willingness to keep showing up, okay, on the days that feel like absolutely shit. The days where your brain feels foggy, your body feels heavy, everything inside you is begging you for to stop, okay? You maybe face 1,000-time burnout, okay? Because here's the weird part about progress. The most important days are often the one that looks the less impressive. The most important days are often the ones that look the least impressive. They're quiet days, slow days when you barely feel productive at all. But those days still count. Those days still stack on top of each other. Those days still move on a needle forward, even if it's just a little. And I know guys, what some of you are thinking about it right now. You may be listening off thinking, yeah, that's so nice. She always talk about this thing. She always motivate like this. And I'm generally overwhelmed. But you are juggling work, studies, family, responsibilities, expectations. Maybe you feel like your mind is constantly running at a full speed, like you're carrying 10 different problems at the same time. And listen, it's real. That's real. Okay? Stress is real. Exhaustion is real. Nobody's pretending otherwise. But here's the powerful shift that changed everything. The goal isn't to eliminate stress before you act. The goal is to act despite it. Because once you learn how to move forward while feeling tired, while feeling uncertain, while feeling mentally overloaded, something incredible happens. You stop being fragile, you stop needing perfect conditions to function, and suddenly the world becomes a place where you can operate even when things aren't ideal. There's also something deeply psychologically happening here that people don't talk about it enough. Let me just explain it to you guys. Every time you push through a moment where you wanted to quit your job or you wanted to quit something but you didn't, you're teaching your brain something. Here's the thing. You're teaching it that discomfort isn't fatal. The stress isn't the end of the story. The exhaustion doesn't mean stop. It just means slow down and keep moving. Over time, this builds a kind of internal toughness that's incredibly rare. Okay? Not everybody has it. Not everybody thinks the same. You become the kind of person who doesn't panic when things get difficult. And we said it about reacting less. Okay? We said it about reacting at nothing. You become the kind of person who keeps thinking, keeps building, keeps moving while other people freeze. Freeze, yeah. Not just sleep. Freeze, totally. Without even waking up. They are like freezing, okay? And that's when something really interesting starts happening. The people around you begin to drop out of the race without even notice. They get distracted, they change directions, they convince themselves the goal wasn't worth it. Meanwhile, you're still there, still doing the work, still making small improvements. It's not glamorous. It's not always exciting, but it compounds. And it's worth it. Always, guys. And compound effort and the thing that worth it is one of the most underestimated forces in the world. Small steps repeated again and again and again, day by day, month by month, week by week, year by year, over long periods of time, eventually create something massive. But maybe the most important part of all this isn't success, isn't money, isn't recognition, or any of the external stuff people usually chase. Okay, because we are the people that made appearance that is better than hard work, the work that is behind, that actually nobody sees it. The real reward of pushing through tired days and stressful moments is something internal. Self-respect. Because when you prove yourself that you can keep going even when things feel heavy, something shifts inside you. You stop doubting your ability to handle life. You stop questioning whether you are capable. You start seeing yourself as someone reliable, someone who follows through, someone who moves forward when something on the path isn't easy. And honestly, that might be the most powerful identity a person can build. Not the talented one, not the lucky one, not the genius one. Just the one who does the work anyway. We said it before, guys. 3 words that'll change your mind. You do it anyway. Actually, it's 4, but you got the point. So if you're listening to this right now and you are tired and you feel exhausted, good. If you feel overwhelmed, good. If you feel stressed out and unsure about everything, even better. Because those times aren't the signs that you should stop. Sometimes they are simply the moment where your real character is being built. So again, do it anyway. Exhausted, do it anyway. Overwhelmed, do it anyway. Stressed, do it anyway. Because that quiet decision that nobody sees it. Again, listen to this 1,000 times, guys. The last part, listen to this 1,000 times. The quiet decision that nobody sees it, that no one body opposes it, may be the exact moment that separates your future from everybody else. And then, that's a powerful place to stand in. That's the most powerful place to stand in. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much. I really wanted today to make it a little bit harder and fire, as always, But this was really, really specifically, okay. Thank you so much. I hope you really enjoy this episode number 11 or episode number 3, season number 2. Call it whatever you want. I don't know where you're listening to this. If it's on Spotify or YouTube, just save it, okay? So you can listen it more than once. And it actually craves in your mind. Thank you and see you later. Bye.